today, like Julie says. Now it's time to decorate our wedding cake. Look at the aerodynamic. If I was going through the air at 55 miles an hour.
Push the bead, push the bead.
Push the bead. Okay, show and tell time. So what we've made for you today, like Julie says, is we just kind of mocked up. I had a piece of fiberglass, and I just made a 14 by 14 hole and a piece of fiberglass, and we are at the convenience of ground level. I took this old roof vent that is just an old one, but we just kind of skinned it up, cleaned it up real quick, and so we're basically going to demonstrate all the steps that I would go through to do an install on this.
Perfect.
So obviously when you would have peeled this off, the first thing you're going to do, now I use this tool here, you don't have to go with DeWalt, but what you're after is this end of it, a stiff, rigid scraper thing, okay? And now I've got the Dremel battery powered one. But since I'm married to DeWalt because of all their batteries, which don't last very long, so what this does is you'll see it vibrating back and forth. Okay, so I can, if this was installed, I can kind of skin over the top of all the screw heads, and then whether they're square or they're hex or they're Phillips, I can kind of work these screws out. And my first goal is to get all the screws out, and once all the screws are out, then I can go through here and really try to break that bond of whatever they've used. Most of the time it's a putty tape or a butyl tape. So now that I've got all this loosened up, then I can start prying it open, and now I can take the old one off. Now when I take the old one off, that's usually trash, which is the story of this one. Now I've got all this crap here, so I might use this product. I could show you the Eterna Clean can. I'll go get that in a minute. But if this is EPDM, which is bicycle inner tube rubber, I might still use this, but I'm going to be very, 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 very careful not to gouge into it. If I do gouge into the EPDM, it's not the end of the world. I just clean it really, really good, and I'll get a strip of Eternabond tape and just, frame my whole thing out with Eternabond. Okay, as if I had a tear in my roof, because I do have a tear in my roof. But over the years, you can just be really slow and just kind of get the bulk of the stuff off of it, and then hit it with some of this stuff here. I've also played around with what is it, like a Sawzall. Like normally you would put a blade in your Sawzall. Well, now they have little attachments where you can get like a little bristle brush, little nylon bristle brush, and you go back and forth, you pull the trigger, and it's cleaning it that way. So not a fan, because all this sticky stuff gets all in the bristles and it's just worthless. But there's other attachments. So there's one's a file, which is really nice. They even have something like this. This goes back and forth. The other one goes back and forth like this. But so there are other tools like that. But I don't know. This is my go-to. It's been my go-to for a while. Because of the battery problem, I like the DeWalt one that I just have to run an extension cord up on top, and then I know I've got good power and not have to be up on the roof working, and the battery dies. You got to get off the roof, and it's just a pain. So the point is, clean this really good. Whether you're using this product to make whatever is sticky here gone, you're going to use a mechanical way of getting it off. Worst case, you'll have your putty knife and you're scraping it off, but you want to get it clean. Okay. After it's clean, then I have paper towels, and that's where you would apply your isopropyl alcohol. Okay, and you've succeeded when your paper towel comes off clean. Okay, and so let's just fast forward a little bit and pretend that, oh, look at my clean, beautiful job here. And so when I'm using chemicals, I'm going to use gloves. And so
I just want to comment on what a nice job you did at building a roof.
Do you like this?
I really do.
Yeah,
you built an RV and a roof. I mean, it's just amazing what you can do.
Yes, yes. And I whittled it using mainly spoons. Mike Wazowski. So from those of us Monsters, Inc. fans, using mainly spoons, we'll dig a tunnel under the city and release it into the wild. Before I had kids, I had no idea who any of that stuff was.
Nope.
Yeah.
Kids teach you all about
Yes.
cartoons.
It's funny because I'm the youngest of boys. I went to an all-boys school, Marine Corps, engineering, male-dominated, okay? God bless me with a girl. And so for the very first time when we found out I had a girl, for the very first time in my life, I walked into a Walmart store and walked down the girl aisle. I'd never seen so much pink, did not understand anything about the shoes or the dresses or any of that. I'm like, God, why are you punishing me? And love having my daughter, love having that whole process. And anyway, so it's been fun. And now I know all about Tinkerbell and Barbie, and I know the whole story, and I know who Mike Wazowski is. So we take this, and we're going to clean this really good. Look, it's so clean.
Wow.
Oh
it's
my
shiny.
gosh.
Perfect.
Your mileage may vary, but just pretend that we just went through half a gallon of this stuff and made it perfectly clean. Okay? And I don't feel like walking over there, but I think you guys know what isopropyl alcohol is. So let's just pretend that I had isopropyl alcohol here. It's just right over there. I don't feel like taking the lavalier off. Anyway, so we're going to clean this really good. I think we understand. Clean, clean, clean. Now, maybe I should get isopropyl, that word, because there's still this residue of this product on my surface.
Yep.
And here I am about to put butyl tape and sealant on it, and I'm going to want to get this off. But you know what might be a fun experiment? Let's purposely not do it.
Ooh.
For purposes of instruction.
Okay.
Because I know, and we all know, that if I were to clean this with isopropyl alcohol, it's denatured, it's sterile, we could lick it, it's clean.
Yeah.
Okay? But for our purposes, since we're just scabbing this here together, I'm going to purposely be a lazy RV technician, and I'm going to leave this adhesive remover on it. I'm curious, what's that going to do to this product?
Okay.
I'm curious.
Great. Let's do it.
Okay. So this is the side we're going to put the butyl tape on. Let's just pretend that this is clean. So this would have been something I did in the field. So here you see me using that tool, chipping all this off. Okay. So we're just going to, normally I'll just kind of do that to it. Now I've got a thing. So let me get some scissors.
Okay.
Right here. I cut this stuff with scissors, otherwise you see what it does. So I am going to just kind of, what am I looking at, Darren? Well, I'm looking at where the screw holes come through. That's the most important part. And keeping the lavalier on me.
Right.
There we go. So, so I'm trying to put this over where the screw holes go. That's the most important, that's what matters.
Yep.
Okay. So we're going to do this. Again, I'm looking where the screw holes are. And I peel this tape off because if I don't, then now I've got tape on tape and it's just a pain. So, now this is my thicker roll. They have thicker rolls and thinner rolls. It's good to have both if you're doing this. Sometimes you need the thinner. We were talking earlier about the Schwinn-Tech. Sometimes I'll put a thinner behind. So if you're doing this, get one of each, thick and thin. Skinny and fat, whatever. All right, I keep getting caught up in our...
Yeah, and all the products that we talk about are going to be listed in the description of the video.
Yeah. All right, so we're done with our butyl. Okay.
All right.
So then I'm going to figure out what the which end's the front of the RV. Are you the front? You'll be the front.
Okay, I'll be the front.
Okay. So then I'm going to figure out. Don't put it on backwards. So this is the front. Okay. So that's kind of an important step to realize you got a beautiful job that you did, but it's on sideways or backwards.
Right.
So you want to make
how
sure.
do you know when it's the front?
Well, because this is the arm, it's going to lift up like this.
Right. Good.
So you want it to be aerodynamic. So now we've
I
got.
did know that, by the way.
Okay.
I was just testing you.
Yes, one of the surrogate students. So now I'm here. Great. Okay. So there's several different types of fasteners that you could use. When I'm doing these, they're hateful to take back off. I feel sorry for the tech that comes behind me, but I do like these screws because they got this big mushroom head on them.
Okay.
Okay. And I've got different lengths. These may or may not be long enough, but you get the point. I mean, if you're doing this, you should know fasteners. So this is just 1 1/4, but I might go with a 2-inch here. I'm going with self-tappers because I've got to go through this fiberglass. But you may have aluminum you need to go through. You might have wood you need to go through. You might just have a sheet of plywood to go through. So, pick the fastener that you need for the job. I like the big mushroom head ones because they're going to kind of flatten themselves, help distribute the thing. I hope that makes sense. So then I'm going to do a corner. Ooh, it's oozing out.
Good.
Now, you could do another corner over here just to kind of keep it honest. But after I do that, I'm going to go inside. I'm not going to put all my screws in. I'm going to put 2 screws in saying this is where I expect it to be. And I'm going to go inside. Let's turn this over real quick. Let's just take our whole RV and flip our RV over.
All right.
Because what I want to make sure is that my little ceiling trim thing will fit properly. Okay. There's been so here we can see I'm a little bit I'm touching along the side here, but there's some gap here, and there's a gap here, but I'm touching here. So I want to be aware of that. Now would be the time to make those adjustments. Okay. So it's worth putting 2 screws in, or even not, just setting it where you want it. Go inside, and sometimes if you have another person, just say, hey, is it square in the hole? Because sometimes it could be favored one side or the other, and then your bezel won't, your little ceiling garnish thing won't fit. So it's always good to do that little extra step. So that wasn't so bad. Look how strong I am. I'm putting the whole RV over.
Wow.
So you see what we're going to do. Just pretend we're going to put all these screws in. Please don't make me put all these screws in. You understand.
Let's pretend we put all these screws in.
Yeah, I'll put the 4 screws in. I'll put one like right here. You'll watch this stuff ooze out.
Yeah, we'll do a close-up.
That's what you're wanting. I'm going to just go right here.
Yep.
Did it ooze?
Yep,
okay, so that to me is about as good as it's going to get. Screw on the ground, flat tire, and then I'll just do one over here in this corner. Okay, so yeah, if we would have done all these screws, you would see the butyl ooze out from all these points. Okay, now I don't want to do this. Please don't make me do this. If we take these off to get this off, because as sticky as that stuff is, we're gonna have to work it, and that's what you want. That's a good bond. But because we have this on it, it might not have bonded as properly, and maybe this chemical is breaking down the stickiness. I don't know, but that would be interesting. So we've cleaned it really well. We've put the butyl tape on it. We've positioned it. We've got somebody on the inside making sure that it's in the center of the hole. Now we're going to commit to securing it to the roof. We've got our screws all the way around. And when I do it, I'm making sure that right here, this butyl tape is oozing out. Let me put one more screw right there, the one that fell on the ground, so I don't forget. Where'd it go? Oh, got it. Okay. So I'll put another one right here, and we'll watch that part. That's what you're looking for, that little oozing out thing. Did it ooze?
It's a little bit under there. I don't
Not
know.
as impressive as this
but
one.
that one, yeah, you can definitely
that one's
see
very
that.
impressive.
And like over in the corner.
Yeah, these are very impressive. They're oozing out.
Yes.
So that's what you want. That's what you're shooting for. Okay, so now let me do some housekeeping. So we put all of our screws in. It's bonded. We've seen the oozing out thing. I might take a window tool. Let me go grab a window tool. Okay, these are window tools. Link below. They're great. One end is chiseled, one end is rounded. For that vinyl insert that you put on, they're great just to zip. It's very satisfying. This says it's a CRL220, but they're hard to find. I did find them on Amazon. We'll put some links. You buy them in a 10-pack for like a couple bucks. But then you just come along here, and you see you just kind of peel that off. It's very satisfying.
Yeah.
Very, very satisfying. And yeah. So I'm just going to do this because it's exciting to me. Okay. Yes, very, very fun. But even though it's nice and clean right here, if we were to put all these things in, come back a day or two later, it will have oozed out more.
Okay.
And so if we were to put our sealant on, which we're going to do here in a minute, then what I've seen, and you'll see this, you'll see windows mostly, and refrigerator vents and furnaces where it just looks nasty, where this stuff is oozed out and it's pushed out all the sealant that you put on that was so pretty. So that's when I just stopped putting sealant over the top of this. Now we're going to do it here because this is on a roof. So on a roof, yes, I would like to use sealant on it. Okay, so our roof vent is on, our plumber vent is on, our TV antenna thing is on. Oh gosh, what else? Everything goes on the roof. So now we're bonded. We've cleaned it. we've cleaned it. We've done our alcohol. We put our butyl tape on, the sticky kind, and we've bonded this down. And now it's time to maybe run some sealant on this. Now, we just got finished talking about how awesome how Darren loves the cod, how Darren loves the geosil. And Dakota and I, just in the last month, we've had like 3 or 4 roof vents, and we've basically used it all up. I thought I had another tube, but I didn't. So what I have then is an old tube of Dicor. You can see how old this tube is. I'm not going to take it out because it took a while to get in my gun here. But this one is the non-self-leveling. And but anyway, basically, I'll demonstrate Darren's technique. See, now this thing is, there it is. There, okay. So I've been saying I'm going to push my bead. Okay, I think we'll do a demo on that RV ProFlex. We'll make another little prop here.
Okay.
Okay. So by me, now I had to cut this off to get it to come. Normally they're a little bit longer, but by me looking at my bead, my eyeball's looking right there. I could care less what's going on behind the thing, as long as I'm getting it in there and I can see it right there. And this product is old. That's why we're throwing it away. That's why this is all mocked up. Okay, so, and then I'm going to get the top of all my screws. Okay, I'm water, right? Mm-hmm. Be like water. So I'm getting all the tops of my screws. And then now my first run was, I'm really focused on making sure I'm in my void. And now I might just run along like that. Now it's time to decorate our wedding cake.
Yes, let's decorate the wedding cake.
So, gee, Darren, originally this thing was probably about that much longer. This is me just filing it down. That's why I like these things. I'm not going to nick and harm your roof or anything. It's plastic. So then you just kind of do a nice little, now, I don't care if this was self-leveling or not. Guess what? I'm still going to do this step. I don't know that I've ever not done this step. I am making sure that sealant is where I want it to be.
You are frosting that cake.
Frosting it. Look at the little puffy squirrel.
It looks delicious.
Yes, it does. I want to, yes.
Right. You got
yeah, for real. But so I'm just really making sure that is like in there.
Yep.
And I'm thinking of my fuel mileage and look at the aerodynamic. If I was going through the air at 55 miles an hour, it's just going to curl up here, create a little eddy and go. And look, I'm wearing gloves. That would have been on my finger. So yeah, and so then I'm done. So I think a fun thing is to show that sealant. Let's pretend that this is not a vent, but something else.
Okay.
And then I can use the EPDM. I'm sorry, what is that stuff?
The Sika or ProFlex?
The ProFlex, which is my other. See, I'm a big fan of Geosil. I don't know anything about their company, but I just like their products at Geosil. So Geosil makes the ProFlex. And they also make, hold on, let me go grab it. So it's the same company that makes both of these. So here's their name. Okay, so this is the Advanced RV EPDM. Roof, sealant, and you can even read it in that language. This one is old, I just found it, but another trick is this is scrim tape. So what you could do is if this is all hardened, but it's not terribly shot, you can cut this the long way, like it's a lobster tail or something. Take your pick and peel it out, and then take your underbelly tape, your scrim tape, and tape it back up. Electrical tape will fall off, but this seems to work really well. This underbelly tape, and so then even though you've butterflied, you butterflied it open to get your part out, you close it back up and wrap it around with underbelly tape sealant, and then now you can still get your product out.
Okay. And
because you're going to be running this. Clean it, it doesn't matter if it comes out pretty or not because you're going to be frosting your cake with it. Yep. But so this is the same company, Advanced RV EPDM. Great. So Darren's cod, if there's many fish in the sea, I like this better than the Dicor.
Yep.
Just my personal experience. Let me put 3 more screws in here to squeeze this down.
Okay, I'll pause this.
Okay, so let me take this off. Okay, I'm going to put a couple more screws to squeeze this down, and then I'll go get whatever color I have. I think I have clear. We'll use clear. There's our oozing. So I'm pushing on this as well.
You can use an impact drill.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we've turned our RV around. We're going to pretend that this is like, I don't know, an air conditioner. Air conditioner, a refrigerator vent. We could even do it standing up, but we'll just do it laying down. But this time we're going to demonstrate this product. So guess what Darren gets to do. Now, another thing that's fun is to get a straight edge razor blade and do it, but this is just so much fun.
The little joys in life.
That's so satisfying. Look, it's just so beautiful. Okay. Okay. There. Now, as pretty as that is, my point is we're going to come back even an hour from now and it'll have oozed out a little bit. So our beautiful sealant job that we're going to do, it's going to have oozed out. And so you got to let it wait for a little bit. So
Okay.
anyway, clean, clean, clean. We know how to clean. So this is a tube I've had. They're newer ones. So the older ones are the cardboardy thing, which I never was a fan of. Same product. Yours is both clear. Oh, this one's white. Okay, but same exact product. But in their infinite wisdom, they came with a nice plastic bottle with the end that comes unscrewed, which I love. And thank you, GSL, for coming out with a plastic bottle. So, and I'm also a fan of these things. Okay, so that's what I use in my tubes to keep them sealed. Good enough for maybe a month, honestly. They're going to say 10 days, but I've used these over a month. And so that gives you a channel. I mean, it's in there pretty deep. It gives you a channel for the stuff to get out. Always wear gloves when you're working with this stuff because it's hateful. And then I'm just going to see how hard that stuff is. That is like really hard to peel off. Okay, so now I just want to make sure it's going to be... There it goes. Okay. So there, see, it's coming out.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So I didn't have to do anything except stick my little straw in there.
Yep.
So let me... Okay, so I want to get a nice clean tip. Okay. Now, what I've been talking about, pushing my bead. So I'm going to push this way. Okay. And I hope I do a good job. We'll find out. So I just want a nice clean tip. So it's at a 45. Let's look at that. So it's at a 45. And when I squirt it, it's going to come out. Okay. So I'm going to start right here. And all I'm going to look at is that tip right there, just like I'm welding. Okay. So I'm going to... See, I'm starting to get a little bit too much on the side. So all my eyeball is looking at is that little piece right there. Okay. And so here it comes. Go as fast as slow as I want. All right, so now I'm done. And if we were to look and get this in the sun, we've got a nice curve. I don't know if you can make that out, but I can put my eyeball right down here. It's a nice curve. I'm done. I don't need to do anything else. Don't touch it. Don't do anything to it.
Oh, that's great.
Now, let's just say I was going to pull my bead. We'll do that up here.
Okay.
So now let's talk about pushing, okay, versus pulling. If I pull my bead, it's going to bulge it out. Okay, but if I push my bead, it's going to curve it in. If I had to, I could do that to it.
Right.
Okay, and now in about 5 minutes, that's going to be so sticky, it's going to stick to my finger.
Yep.
Okay, but by pushing the bead, all I'm looking at is where that bead's coming out. That's the only thing I'm looking at. And
that's great.
So I can just kind of do that. Now, you'll see, we can look at this after a couple hours. It's clear, right? And so anyway, I'm making a mess. What I wanted to show is pushing the bead right here. I want to push the bead right there. Okay, so I'm going to just push that bead. And you can see how it did a little curve right there. Okay, as opposed to pulling the bead, it's just not the same.
It's not the same.
Okay, so if I push right here, now I'm going left-handed. Okay, so if we were to do that and look at the way the sun is, it's that perfect little curve in there.
Yep.
So pushing instead of pulling.
Push.
Didn't need to touch it.
Push the bead. Push the bead.
Push the bead.